get started. Let's get started. Alright, Teamendless83podcast, episode 47, NFL Week 8, titled New Member. Get the drift. You've been following me. New member. Shout out to Glen Church, baby. It is what it is. Alright. Let's see if I can find these shout outs real quick, man. I can't find them. I ain't looking for them too long today. Got a late start, so I'll go what I go with today. Is it in this book or not? Alright, here we go. That's it. Alright. Everybody be safe, spread the love, each one teach one. There's enough to go around for everybody. Uplift, encourage, trust God, trust the process. God is, God did. Follow my Teamendless83 podcast, IG, Facebook, Coach Kenyon McAfee, YouTube channel, Kenyon McAfee 3191. Alright. Kenyon McAfee Choices Interlude, a true testimony from a motorcycle accident. Follow that on the WEEEK page. Like, subscribe, share to that, share it. Tell you about how God saved my life. Alright. Motorcycle accident, July 28th, 2020. Alright. Shout out to $1 million worth of game, Math Hoffa. These are the podcasts I be watching, you know what I'm saying? Stuff I be looking up to. Math Hoffa, Gills Arenas, Drink Champs, Joe Budden Podcast, Pivot Podcast, Breakfast Club, Is What It Is Podcast, Vlad TV, DJ Academics, All the Smoke, Nightcap Podcast Club, Shay, Stephen A. Smith Podcast, First Take, First Things First, Colin Cowherd, RP Miss Reddick, RP Coach Lynch, RP Radio, shout out Young L, shout out Student High School Rams, shout out Boy Bulldogs, shout out Peppermill Pirates. Alright. Follow all them great organizations, man. Keep in tune. Alright, follow all them great organizations, man. Alright, Teamendless83 podcast, episode 47, NFL Week 8, titled New Member. Alright, Thursday. Oh man, I need some water early. Thursday games, October 24th, Vikings versus the Rams. The Rams beat the Vikings 30-20. Alright, Sunday, October 27th, the Ravens versus the Browns. The Browns beat the Ravens 29-24. You had the Bears versus the Commanders. The Commanders beat the Bears 18-15. You had the Jets versus the Patriots. The Patriots beat the Jets 25-22. You had the Eagles versus the Bengals. You had the Eagles beat the Bengals 37-17. You had the Packers versus the Jaguars. You had the Packers beat the Jaguars 30-27. You had the Titans versus the Lions. The Lions beat the Titans 52-14. You had the Falcons versus the Buccaneers. The Falcons beat the Buccaneers 31-26. You had the Cardinals versus the Dolphins. The Cardinals beat the Dolphins 28-27. You had the Colts versus the Texans. You had the Texans beat the Colts 23-20. Alright, you had the Chargers, the Saints versus the Chargers. The Chargers won 26-8. You had the Bills versus the Seahawks. The Bills won 31-10. Alright, you had the Panthers versus the Broncos. The Broncos won 28-14. You had the Chiefs versus the Raiders. The Chiefs won 27-20. You had the Cowboys versus the 49ers. The 49ers won 30-24. Monday, October 28th, you had the Giants versus the Steelers. The Steelers won 26-18. All right, NFL top headlines. My sources, ESPN, of course. Sources, the Colts bench Richardson, turned to Flacco. Richardson said he's tired. That's what I heard today. Cam and May show. It is what it is. I guess he's tired. Okay. That's why you get benched. All right, the Ravens agreed to trade for Panthers wide receiver Johnson. Texans wide receiver Diggs out for the season with a torn ACL. Prayers up to Diggs. Hope he heals up quick. Comes back next year for the Texans. Niners Ward mourns death of young daughter. RIP to her. Prayers out to his family. All right, the Giants to sticks with Banks. Jones amid struggles. All right, the Giants is some trash. All right, McCarthy on Diggs. Media spat have to be better. I guess that's the Dallas Diggs. McCarthy to them. All right, sources Packer Love avoids serious groin injury. Vikings Addison making too much of free 3 posts, whatever that is. All right. So I'm gonna go into the AFC standings, starting with the number 16 team, the Tennessee Titans are 1-6. Number 15 is the New York Jets are 2-6. Number 14, the New England Patriots are 2-6. Number 13, the Jacksonville Jaguars are 2-6. Number 12, the Las Vegas Raiders are 2-6. Number 11, the Cleveland Browns are 2-6. Number 10, the Miami Dolphins are 2-5. Number 9, the Cincinnati Bengals are 3-5. Number 8, the Indianapolis Colts are 4-4. Number 7, the Chargers are 4-3. Number 6, the Baltimore Ravens are 5-3. Number 5, the Denver Broncos are 5-3. Number 4, the Buffalo Bills are 6-2. Number 3, the Pittsburgh Steelers are 6-2. Number 2, the Houston Texans are 6-2. Number 1, still undefeated, only undefeated team left, Kansas City Chiefs are 7-0. Let's see if they can go undefeated. Can somebody ever break the 72 Dolphins undefeated season. I would love to see it. It'll be history in the making. All right, the NFC got number 16, the Carolina Panthers are 1-7. The Giants at number 15 are 2-6. Number 14, New Orleans is 2-6. Number 13 is Dallas at 3-4. Number 12, the Rams are at 3-4. Number 11, Seattle is 4-4. Number 10, San Francisco is 4-4. Number 9, Tampa Bay is 4-4. Number 8, Arizona is 4-4. Number 7, Chicago at 4-3. Number 6 is the Falcons at 5-3. Number 5 is Philly at 5-2. Number 4 is Minnesota at 5-2. Number 3 is Green Bay at 6-2. Number 2 is Washington at 6-2. Number 1 is Detroit at 6-1. All right, that's the NFC standings. NFL stats, offensive leaders, passing. Number 5 is Lamar Jackson, Baltimore, 2,099 yards. Number 4 is Brock Purdy, San Francisco at 2,101 yards. Number 3 is Kirk Cousins, Atlanta, 2,106 yards. Number 2 is Baker Mayfield for Tampa Bay at 2,189 yards. Number 1 is Geno Smith, Seattle at 2,197 yards. All right, the rushing leaders. Number 5 is C. Herbert for Carolina at 593 yards. Number 4 is Jay Jacobs for Green Bay, 667 yards. Number 3 is Jay Mason for San Francisco at 685 yards. Number 2 is Saquon Barkley for Philly at 766 yards. Number 1 is Derrick Henry, Baltimore at 946 yards. Already. Tight. All right, receiving. Number 5 is Steve Godwin for Tampa Bay at 576 yards. Number 4 is Terry McLaurin for Washington at 579 yards. Number 3 is CeeDee Lamb for Dallas at 613 yards. Number 2 is Justin Jefferson for Minnesota at 646 yards. Number 1 is Jamar Chase for Cincinnati, 674 yards. All right, tackles. Number 5 is R. Splin for the Raiders at 79. Number 4 is B. Baker, Arizona for 79. Number 3 is J. Pratt for Cincinnati, 80 tackles. Number 2 is R. Smith, Baltimore, 82 tackles. Number 1 is Z. Franklin for the Colts, 87 tackles. All right, your sack leaders. Number 5 is K. Van Noy from Baltimore at 7 sacks. Tied for number 3 is W. Anderson Jr. for Houston, 7.5. Tied for number 3 is A. Hutchinson, Detroit at 7.5. Number 2 is W. McDonald, the 4th, the New York Jets at 8 sacks. Number 1 is D. Lawrence, the 2nd, the New York Giants, 9 sacks. All right, your interception leaders. Number 5 is D. Jackson for Pittsburgh, 3 interceptions. Number 3 is B. Branch for Detroit, 4 interceptions. Number 4 is M. Humphrey for Baltimore, 4 interceptions. Number 2 is K. Joseph for Detroit, 5 interceptions. Number 1 is X. McKinley, Green Bay, 6 interceptions. Alright, Major League Baseball, October 29th, got the LA Dodgers, 98-64 regular season record versus New York Yankees, 94-68, 8:08 p.m. on Fox. The World Series Game 4. LA leads the series 3-0. The money line is the Dodgers plus 115. I believe that's what I got. Alright, the Yankees negative negative 13.5, I guess. The total is 8.5. Looks like the Dodgers are about to win the World Series. Alright, NBA Tuesday, October 29th. The Nuggets 1-2, 7:30 p.m. versus the Nets 1-2. The total is 219.5. The spread is Denver -5.5. The money line is the Nets plus 175. Alright, NBA Tuesday, October 29th. I ain't even pick that game, but I'm gonna go with the Nuggets to win that game. And I'm gonna go. I think I told y'all. I think the Dodgers gonna win. I think they're gonna sweep the Yankees too. All right. The Nuggets 1-2 versus the Nets 1-2. 7:30 p.m. Total is 219.5. Denver -5.5. The money line is the Brooklyn plus 175. I like the Nuggets. All right, Mavericks 2-1 versus Timberwolves 2-1. 7:30 p.m. TNT. Money line is Dallas plus 160. The spread is Minnesota -5.5. The total is 220.5. I like the Mavericks to win the game. All right, Kings 1-2 versus the Jazz 0-3. 9 p.m. The total is 235.5. The Kings -6.5. The money line is Utah plus 205. I like the Jazz to win the game. Pelicans 2-1 versus the Warriors 2-1. 10 p.m. total. 10 p.m. tip off. TNT. Total is 216.5. The spread is New Orleans -1.5. The money line is Golden State plus 105. I like the Pelicans to win the game. NBA top headline: Sixers fined $100K in retaliation to Embiid status, I guess. The Warriors Wiggins backstring out versus the Pelicans. Sources say the Jazz Hendricks to miss rest of the seasons. Prayers up to him. Veteran Rudy Gay retires after 17 NBA seasons. Shout out to Rudy Gay. He was a great NBA player, great NBA career. Sources, Lakers, Calico medically cleared to play. All right, going to the NCAA Top 25. Friday, November 1st. San Diego State 3-4 versus number 15 Boise State 6-1. 8 p.m. kick. FS1. The total 57.5. The spread Boise State -23. The money line is San Diego State plus 1,200. I like Boise State to win the game. Saturday, November 2nd. Number four, Ohio State versus number 4, Ohio State 6-1 versus number 3, Penn State 7-1. 12 noon on Fox. The total is 45.5. The spread is Ohio State -3.5. Penn State plus 150. I'm definitely going with Ohio State to win that game. Duke 6-2 versus number 5 Miami 8-0. 12 noon kick, 8 ABC ESPN plus. Spread Miami -21.5. The total is 54.5. The money line is Duke plus 900. I like Miami to win that game. Number 19 Ole Miss 6-2 versus Arkansas 5-3. Shout out to the new Jays too, man. Shout out to the Jordans, the gold. Added those to the collection. The gold joints, yes sir, the gold ones. Alright, who was that? Ole Miss, number 19, Ole Miss 6-2 versus Arkansas 5-3. Noon kick. The total 53.5. ESPN. Spread Mississippi -5, Arkansas plus. The money line is Arkansas plus 210. I like Ole Miss to win the game. Air Force is 1-6 versus number 21 Army is 7-0. 12 noon kick. CBS Paramount. Army -22.5. The total is 41.5. The money line is plus 1,000 for Air Force. I like Army to win the game. Minnesota 5-3 versus number 24. Illinois is 6-2. 12 noon kick. FS1. The spread is Minnesota -3. Fox on Fox Sport 1. The total is 145.5. The money line is Illinois plus 125. I like Illinois to win the game. Number 1 Oregon 8-0 versus Michigan 5-3. 3:30 p.m. on CBS. The spread is Oregon plus 14.5. The total is 45.5. The money line is Michigan plus 500. I like Oregon to win the game. All right, Florida 4-3 versus number 2 Georgia 6-1. ABC / ESPN plus. The spread is Georgia plus a -16.5. The total is 52.5. The money line is Florida plus 500. I like Georgia to win the game. All right, Texas Tech is 5-3 versus number 11 Iowa State is 7-0. 3:30 p.m. Kick. The spread is Iowa -14.5. ESPN total. The total is 56.5. The money line is Texas Tech plus 425. I like Iowa State to win the game. All right, number 13 Indiana is 8-0 versus Michigan State 4-4. 3:30 p.m. kick on Peacock. The spread is IU -7.5. The total is 51.5. The money line is Michigan State plus 240. I like Indiana to win the game. All right, number 17 Kansas State 7-1 versus Houston 3-5 on Fox. 3:30 p.m. kick. The total is 46.5. The spread is Kansas State 13.5. Money line is Houston plus 400. I like Kansas State to win the game. Number 10 Texas A&M is 7-1 versus South Carolina 4-3. 7:30 p.m. kick on ABC, ESPN Plus. The spread is Texas A&M 2.5. 44.5 is the total. The money line is plus 110. I like Texas A&M to win that game. All right, you got Louisville 5-3 versus number 11 Clemson 6-1. 7:30 p.m. kick ESPN. The spread is Clemson -10.5. The total is 62.5. The money line is Louisville plus 300. I like Clemson to win the game. All right, Kentucky is 3-5. Tennessee is 6-1. 7:45 SEC Network. The spread is Tennessee -16.5. The total is 45.5. The money line is Kentucky plus 550. I like Tennessee to win the game. Number 18 Pitt 7-0 versus number 20 SMU 7-1. 8 o'clock p.m. kick ACC Network. The spread is SMU -7.5. The total is 58.5. The money line is Pittsburgh plus 250. I'm going with Pittsburgh to win the game. Top headlines. Coons replaced Lacey as DC at West Virginia. Stumbling Georgia Tech replaced special teams coach. O-tackle McCoskey status still unclear for Buckeyes. Pro Spartan Wolverines fight. It's exclusive. Iowa quarterback Cade McNamara out with concussion. UM QB total retires. Need to something with his health. Penn State PSU something game. PSU alter could be game time decision versus the Buckeyes. Pitt still unsure if QB hosting could play versus at SMU. Alright, NCAA top 25 rankings. Number 25 is Missouri 6-2. Number 24, Illinois is 6-2. Number 23, Colorado is 6-2. Number 22, WSU at 7-1. Number 21, Army at 7-0. Number 20, SMU at 7-1. Number 19, Ole Miss at 6-2. Number 18, Pittsburgh at 7-0. Number 17, Kansas State at 7-1. Number 16, LSU at 6-2. Number 15, Boise State at 6-1. Number 14, Alabama at 6-2. Number 13, IU at 8-0. Number 12, Clemson at 6-1. Number 11, ISU at 7-0. Number 10, Texas A&M at 7-0. Number 9, BYU at 8-0. Number 8, Notre Dame at 7-1. Number 7, Tennessee at 6-1. Number 6, Texas at 7-1. Number 5, Miami at 8-0. Number 4, Ohio State at 6-1. Number 3, Penn State at 7-0. Number 2, Georgia at 6-1. And the number 1 overall team is Oregon at 8-0. They got 61 first place votes. Georgia got 1 first place vote. All right. And that's going to pretty much wrap it up for this week's episode. Teamendless83 podcast. Thank y'all for coming out. God bless you. Good night. Alright, I see y'all back next Tuesday, man. Thanks y'all for tuning in. The Teamendless83 podcast. Coach Ken, Endless Capo, baby. You know what it is. You know what it do. Endless everything forever, man. You know when I'm doing big things, man. Shout out to the big G.O.D. You know what I'm saying? Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Jesus Christ. Everybody go out there, get saved and baptized. Find your church home. Find a good pastor, man. Get in that church, get that word, spread the word every week. Try to get somebody saved and baptized every week. Try to get somebody to join the church every week. That should be your mission. That should be your goal. All right? Only two people you working for. You working for God or you working for the devil. You choose. All right? You know what Coach Ken is working for, baby. You know what I'm saying? Endless, baby. Coach Ken's working for God all the time, baby. Prayers up. Shout out to the new J's, of course. That's the gold edition, baby. Those are the ones. Hope y'all can see them. Hope y'all like them, man. God bless me again, man. I see y'all next week, man. And I'm out of here. Follow on IG for the intro music, the outro music, man. Love y'all, man. Keep doing what y'all doing.